Hi, today we'll be talking about SharePoint sites versus SharePoint pages. My name is Napoleon Galang, and I'm a solution architect here at JourneyTEAM, and I will be presenting with Kennedy Kelly, who is one of our developers. So to start off, what is a SharePoint site? A SharePoint site is a collection of web pages, files, and other collaborative content. You can think of it like a container full of information. And that container of information allows for one person or a group of individuals to access in the Microsoft 365 environment. So what does that look like? Here you can see a SharePoint site consists of files and folders. You can even have news and events, and like I mentioned, multiple pages within a SharePoint site, which Kennedy will talk about. And so multiple site collections can be connected to create a hub. You might be familiar with the SharePoint intranet, and that is multiple SharePoint sites connected together. And you can manage this via dynamic membership to make access to the SharePoint sites really easy. Other features of a site collection include content that's managed via permissions at the site collection level, meaning if you grant access to someone to the site, they have access to all the information and content that exists on that site. And a site collection can have its own unique navigation in SharePoint. So even if you have an intranet that's built that has its own navigation, a site can still have its own navigation to link to specific content or different links. And what's really nice about different site collections as well is that it can have its own theming and branding.
SharePoint pages are web pages filled with information. Typically, these are used for companies to expose vital information to their end users, people in the organization. This can include web parts, links, photos, and text, and these will exist within a site collection. SharePoint pages will inherit themes from the site collection as well, so they'll have similar looks and feels, which can be really beneficial. And now we will hop into a SharePoint site to show you guys the difference. And Napoleon will go over the basics of a site collection, the SharePoint site collection.
Okay, thank you, Kennedy. As you can see here, journeyteam.sharepoint.com is its own site collection here at JourneyTeam. And you can see that on the page, there's different information that's presented, and there's lots of different contents that's surfaced up to this page. Now, if I go navigate to a different site collection, you can tell that it's a different site collection because it doesn't have that navigation from the internet. It has its own unique navigation on the left, and it has its own set of content for this site collection. It also has different sets of permissions and access and other vital information, and these are two separate site collections. Now, going back to the other site collection for the homepage of the intranet, you can see here that when I go to the settings of this site collection, you can see different features and functionalities that I can manage at the site level, including adding multiple pages, which Kennedy will go into, adding an app, going into the site contents, looking at different information about this site, and even seeing analytics and usage about this site collection. Now, if I go into the contents of this site collection, if you think about that image that I showed, a site collection contains a bunch of different files and folders and lists for this site. As you can see here, there's a bunch of different document libraries and lists and even some applications within this site collection. A site collection has the ability to store all of this in its own little container and has the ability to surface that up in different pages, and that is a site collection.
Awesome, thanks for sharing, Napoleon. Now we will jump to what a SharePoint site page is. Here's an example of a site page with a document library view embedded. So you can view a document library that lives on this site, the employee site here, as you can tell from the URL, like Napoleon mentioned. We'll be staying in the employee site to view a few different site pages so you can see how they live within a site collection. Here's an example of a page with just some text exposed and an image as the web part, and our last one will just be a page showing different quick links. If you notice in the URL, this doesn't have /site pages / the site page name, so this would be the site home landing page, although it is still just a site page, just kind of a different look and feel. Now we will hop into creating a site page. There's a few different ways to do that. One of them is new page. Another quick way is to create a copy of a page. If you just like the template layout of a page, this is the way to do it. We will go ahead and just create a new one. On this employee site, we have a few different templates built out. Here are a few of the options, and we'll go ahead and go with the newsletter template in this tab. Here you can see this is the template we've pre-built out. SharePoint site pages are WYSIWYG editors. That means what you see is what you get. So you can just drag and drop as you see fit. We'll move this text over here, and the change is instant. You can also add web parts by pressing the plus button and scrolling through the different options. Here you have images, text, a people picker. We'll go ahead and add that. You can type in the names from anyone in the organization and select users that way. Here you can add different sections. We will go ahead and add one column. Something Napoleon touched on earlier was branding and theming. Here's where you inherit the theme from the site, and you can change different colors based on that. When you're ready to publish to the public, to your entire organization, you will go ahead and select publish. If you're not ready for individuals to see, you can go ahead and save it as a draft. And that is your overview for site pages and site collections. And that is the difference between SharePoint sites and SharePoint pages. If you have any questions, please reach out to JourneyTEAM. We are here for you.